Yo, what's going on, everybody? We're actually sitting down at the desk today instead of being on an outdoor workout. So oh, hold on. What the fuck? February 22nd, 9:16 p.m., 2024. Yeah, I'm in my bedroom on my desk. Okay, anyway, so I was going to record this while I was doing my outdoor workout again, like I have been. But I really just took in the night and just thought. I didn't put much energy into thinking, I guess, about the show, or I was just kind of in the moment of, I'm walking outside. It's dark. I can see the stars. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It's kind of chilly. And I don't know. I'm just alive. And it was really therapeutic. It was nice to be able to do that and not feel like I had to record a podcast, or not even listening to music or listening to another podcast or an audiobook or anything like that. I was just outside enjoying my time, and it was really refreshing. And so here I am at my desk with the microphone. So I did have an idea of what I wanted to talk about today, though, and that was... Well, actually, what I'll dive into first is, so today's day 25. Today was day 25 of phase 2 of Live Hard, which means I have 5 days left, which is very exciting. And I'll be done with phase 2. And then that means the next time I embark on my Live Hard journey will be June 29th, because that is the last 30 days of my Live Hard year. So there's going to be kind of a break there, so we'll have the 28th of October to the 29th of June. So, did I just say October? If you listen to the last dozen episodes, I start the podcast off saying the wrong date multiple times. I have no idea why I do that. That's so funny. Anyway, it's so we'll have March, April, May. So I'll have 4 full months of off the program that nothing will be counting towards any. I'm getting way off track here. All I wanted to talk about was for this episode, and I have talked about it in previous ones, is something so simple, it's so real, but we really don't give it that much attention or pay any peace of mind to it. And that is the fact, and I mean fact, when I say you really don't know who's watching. You have no idea who's watching your every move, who's looking up to you, who admires you, who is appreciative of the things that you do or the work that you produce, whatever it is. You really have no idea. And the reason why I know this to be true is because I am one of those people who consumes a lot of music and podcasts and whatever. And I do not do anything to let the content creator or the author or the producer, whatever, I never, or the band, the artist, whatever, I never go out of my way to let them know that I like what they did, or I appreciate what they did, or the music made me feel this way, or I love this song, or I think this could be better. I rarely ever do. I have in the past, honestly, maybe a dozen times in my life. And I've listened to a lot of music. I have read, 100 books now probably, which is kind of cool to think about in my life, or I guess since graduating high school. Maybe 50 actually, probably not 100, but I don't know. With podcasts, I have a bad habit of consuming, and never saying thank you, nothing to the content, the podcast or whatever. And again, how I know this is true is and this is another sector, I guess, but on social media, I'll follow a band. I never like their posts. I never comment on their posts. I sometimes will save them because I want to come back to them because they're releasing new music or whatever. But I never comment on the post and say, hey, this song was great and I was inspired to XYZ because of it. Keep it up. Thank you so much. I never, ever do that. And nobody does this, but nobody reaches out or finds an email of a movie producer and says, hey, you directed a great film. I really liked it. Nobody does that. And if you do, that's awesome. But, let's be real here. Nobody finds the email to an author of a book and says, hey, I really like it. That shit doesn't happen. And I can't speak for everybody, but I can't speak for myself. I am such a huge fan of certain bands. I listen to so many different podcasts. I'm a huge fan. I rarely ever say thank you or say, hey, this changed my perspective, or nothing. And so I know all this to be true. And I know this all to be true because there's been maybe a handful of experiences in my life where somebody actually tells me that something that I did changed or helped them do something else. And in the moment, I have no idea. I don't think it matters, or I don't think it has any impact whatsoever. But it always ends up, I wouldn't say always, but point being, you really just don't know who's watching and who's looking up to you. So with whatever you got going on, maybe you're doing some hard shit, maybe you're focusing on school, or maybe you're working 2 jobs, maybe you're a single mother, who knows? If you're doing something tough, you just got eyes on you that you don't know. You can't let those people down. You got to keep pushing forward with what you got going on. There's people you might people you wouldn't even think are looking at you, and they're getting inspired. They're seeing you do something. And when you just bail out on it, dude, when you let those people down. I'm at a loss for words here because it's just so true. You're letting these people down. Not only are you letting yourself down when you bail out on your goals, but the people who believe in you, the silent believers, you kind of just plant those seeds of doubt in their brain when you quit on yourself, or when you whatever. And I've been thinking a lot about that. I got this podcast going. I've got 126 episodes. This is the 126th one, I believe. And I haven't missed a day, which is really cool. I'm trying to get on social media again. We just hit 200 downloads today total for this show. And I can't quit. For so many different reasons, but I got family who's watching me. I got friends from high school. I've got family. I've got little brother. I've got little cousins. I've got uncles and aunts. They're watching me, and I mean this in a polite way. I don't care if they listen, but they are, and I would assume some of them are. And whether or not they are, okay, hold on. Let me back up. I don't care if anybody listens to this specific show, because I'm doing this for me. I'm also doing this for the me in 5 years, when I can look back and say, here's my day-to-day documentation of how I started this business, this podcast, this thing, that thing, I guess is what I'm saying. And you can do it too. You just go back and listen to episode 205 to 780, and it talks about blah, blah, blah. Doing it for that reason. I'm doing it for the 10-year, the 20-year, just to document every single day, and really to, I guess, just keep on pushing myself and pushing the boundaries that I have, and trying to step out of the comfort zone and just get better. So anyway, that's why I'm doing the show. Quick reminder, but what the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, I can't afford to quit. What kind of example would I be setting to the people who believe in me? The silent believers who don't say anything or do anything? What kind of example, what kind of standard does that hold? I talk about discipline and doing hard shit and putting yourself in uncomfortable situations intentionally to build that willpower and develop as a man or woman. And what kind of man would I be if I didn't practice what I preach and I just gave up and quit and threw it all away? That goes against everything I've been talking about this whole time. So for multiple reasons, but that one especially, I can't quit. This is what I'm doing. And a beautiful thing about it is I actually really like doing this. I've never, up until, well, when I was close to 100, I was really ecstatic about it. But I just don't look at the episode numbers. I don't think, oh shit, we have 25 more, and then we're going to be at 100. And, for the first little bit, I did. You can go back and listen to it. There's proof. But now it's just like, okay, well, this one happens to be 126, so okay, let's get it done. And with that, I just wanted to add this in real quick. Actually, I'm gonna end that right there. I'm gonna say, you never know who's watching, so don't give up, keep going. You got eyes on you, man. You can't let those people down. Don't let yourself down. And if that's not important to you, don't let people who are watching you, don't let them down. Maybe it's your coworker, maybe it's your mom, maybe it's your brother, maybe it's friends from an old camp. Who gives a fuck? There's people watching you who actually do believe in you. There's a lot of negativity that flows around. There's people out there that really do true-heartedly believe in you, and they're silent, and they want you to see you succeed. They're excited. They love your stuff, but they never show it. And it's something we all got to work on. But, that's the truth. People don't. How many times I've listened to a specific band, for example, let's pull out some stats right now. Fit for a King. How many times have I listened to Fit for a King in my entire life? Let's see. I got the stats right here. Pull this up. Lifetime artists. I have listened to Fit for a King 9,519 times. How many times have I reached out and said I love your music? 0. I have listened to 9,519 of their songs, and I've never said thank you. The most I've ever done was like a post and maybe share some of their content with my friends because I'm excited about their music. Imagine your life like that. You have all this shit going, and you might have a lot of silent, huge fans, but they just don't speak up. You just got to treat it that way. And it's hard because they're silent. You don't know they're there. It's pretty hard to believe that they are there when you know. But they're there. And I'm going to end that topic there. So you never know who's watching. Just don't give up. Don't let yourself. Don't let other people down, man. Anyway, we'll end it there. So, other thing I wanted to add in right there, speaking of not knowing what episode number I'm on or not giving a shit and just kind of going with the day-to-day and getting the podcast done. The whole journey of 75 Hard and Live Hard, I've stepped on the scale once, and I don't even remember what the scale said. And I only did it because I thought, well, I wonder what I'm at now since I'm gaining so much size and strength back. I don't even remember what it was. But this whole time, I've stepped on it once, and I don't even remember what the number was. And so that right there is kind of proof that proof to me that I really have been loving the day-to-day, the process and the journey. The cliche that we always talk about, it's not the destination, it's the journey, right? I have been absolutely adoring every single part of growing every single day and doing hard shit because it morphs me into a whole new person. I've said it so many times, but I'm no longer the same person that I once was back in July of last year. And that was 6 or 7 short-ass months ago. Now I'm completely transformed. I'm proud of it, and I can say it with confidence that I'm no longer that same person. I have the tendencies to want to go back often. I would love to sit on my ass and game all day, scroll social, not do a goddamn thing with my life. But at the end of the day, I was always so discouraged and down, and I don't want to say depressed, but I was living a depressing life. I wasn't doing anything to progress myself. I wasn't doing anything to develop. I wasn't doing anything to challenge myself. I had nothing going for me. I had nothing going on. All I did was go to work, come home, and sit on my ass and scroll social and absorb mindless content and scroll. I just wasn't doing shit. And that's not a life I want to live, and I don't think it's a life that a lot of you want to live either. You just don't know how to act on it or execute and get out of that hole. But I can tell you right now, dude, you just start doing something. Just challenge yourself daily. Do something that's hard, that you don't want to. Every fucking day, you will get out of that hole. I promise. That's how I did it. And I know you can too. But it's tough, and it requires a lot of uncomfort. I say that a lot. It's not even a word. Uncomfortable situations at first, especially at first, because it's all brand new, and your body's like, "What the fuck are we doing?" Let's go eat some Twinkies and play COD. But yeah, I just got so engulfed with the day-to-day and saw my transformation mentally that I didn't really give a fuck about the physical. And of course, the physical happened, but that's not why you do the program. You do the program to build that internal monologue within yourself to be a kick-ass, badass, hardcore motherfucker that gets shit done, who's not a weak-ass little pussy telling you can or can't do anything, as Andy Frisella talks about it, it's getting rid of the bitch voice and strengthening the boss voice. And the boss voice is the one that tells you you can do things, you will do things, you're strong, you're confident. The bitch voice is the opposite. We'll just start tomorrow. You're not good enough for this, so you'll fail. Don't worry about this, all that stuff. And so when you become obsessed, I guess, with the day-to-day and just focusing on the day, the results come as a byproduct. Here I am. I'm sitting at my desk with my shirt off, feeling confident. I'm looking at my arms right now, and I can say that in confidence that I feel like I actually look good. And I haven't been able to say that confidently in years. And it's just an incredible feeling. And all it took was 6 months, dude. 6 months of time is going to pass, whether you sit on your ass or you go out and work your ass off. Either way, it's going to pass. So you may as well do something that's going to make you better. Like Andy Frisella says, it's hard to be fat and overweight. It's hard to remain disciplined and stick to your shit. Both have their rewards, both have their consequences. So just choose which hard you want. So anyway, haven't stepped on the scale once. That's all I was trying to say. And I'm curious now because I feel like I'm probably touching 200 again, which is cool. I've got an all-time PR in bench. Got shit going in the gym. That's I was excited for leg day today, which is crazy. And my knee pain's going away. Lower back pain is hopefully gone. I'm so paranoid with that shit, man. I'm just proud, dude. I'm kicking ass, and I'm very proud of that. So to the future me in 5-10 years, I appreciate everything you've done, and I'm excited to see where we're at on February 22nd, 2029. So, and 2034, and 39, and 44, and 49. All right, that's it. I think, we'll end it there. Also, nobody said shit about the podcast. Nobody has left feedback, but if you would like to send some feedback my way about the show, about how this one specifically sounded, I would love it, because this is ideally what the actual real podcast that I'm in the works of making. It'll probably sound a lot closer to this than the other ones where I'm out and about doing this. So sitting at my desk, I got the soundproof wall thingies up. Just bought them cheap off of Amazon months ago. I'd never used them, but now they're set up, and now I'm using them. And I don't know if it helps the sound quality much, but I think it does. Definitely helps the echo. So, yep. Anyway, time for bed. It's 9:34 p.m. It's February 22nd, 2024. Well, today is 2/4. No one asked, dude. All right. Thank you guys for real, for listening. We hit 200 downloads today. We've been listened. We've had 8 countries listen to the show. I think over 12 states. It's just cool, man. So thank you. That's it. Bye-bye.